What is this here? 7. A noise under the rubble. That's probably just some rat or something. The culprit, a rat way bigger than she was used to, scurries deeper in. I told you it would be a rat. Hey everyone, this is Thekos, and today I got another Kickstarter preview for you. Today I will be showing you Survival Stories, the Cottage, as you can see here at the top left. I was contacted by the designer Dave Navarro. They have already released 2 games, 2 card games as far as I know. And they contacted me if I wanted to take a look at the Cottage, which is like a story-based game, and my YouTube schedule is pretty full at the moment. There are like 40-50 videos I still want to record and reviews I need to record, so a lot going on. But when I hear something like story-based, right, with just different characters and stories and different events that can unfold, I'm all ears. This is something I really like. Most of you should know that. So I decided to take a look at that, and yeah, it's really interesting. So I will show you how this works. Depending on when this video goes live, the campaign is either about to go live or already is live. So it started November 10th. I actually plan to release this video a few days before, like 2 days before or something like that. I hope this works. If not, anyway, you can just go to the Kickstarter link that I will put in the description as usual, and then just check out the project in case you're interested. Either put a reminder there in case it's not live yet, or check it out if it is live already. It will go for 30 days, so you will have quite some time to take a look at that. So, what is this game about? Well, actually, I don't know yet, because I did not really play too far, because I want to experience the story for the first time. So I think it's more exciting if you, as well as I, experience it for the first time. But in general, it works like this, that we have our map here. This is the port. I will put a marker here. These are the rounds that we will play. And you always see like this P004, P015, P021. And also you see numbers here, and then you see a description here for these numbers, and also like another P and a number. These are the storybook entries, right? The story entries. And we will then switch over to the storybook here, as you can see, and then we can read out whatever it says in the storybook. Also, we will need a die and a pen. I got those ready right here. And also, we need a little figure we walk around with. I did not find a good humanoid figure within my hundreds of games, but I'm just taking the little wanderer here from the game Parks. I think that works quite okay. All right, and I suggest we jump right in. So the game will now start with a pretty long prelude, like a long introduction story. I will put timestamps in the description in case you say you just want to see how the game plays. But of course, I would suggest that you actually take in the entire story. You can also do something else in the meantime. Just treat this as an audiobook until I start playing. But I think it is important to actually see the entire story. And one more thing before we get started. Sorry, forgot about that. This is the character sheet here. So we have 5 characters here, and they all have like different traits here and descriptions, and then you can like cross off certain things here, certain symbols here. These have to do with the story. So we will be playing all 5 characters, but it seems like there's no overhead at all, because we need to because there's not a whole lot to track, right? And these are like the values we can roll on, but the story will tell us whenever we need to roll something, or we need to put in like mark anything here, right? So I will always take the character sheet whenever we need it. Okay, so let me just fix the exposure quickly, and then we will get started with the beginning of the story. 3 quick buzzes from another part of the house make Adam jump. Someone's at the door, and they're keen to come in. He takes a deep breath and shakes his head. He's inherited his dad's cautiousness, but the old man is going to be out at the station all night, so it isn't him ringing. Drifting from the table, he's just arranged the snacks for the night on. Adam pauses by the hall mirror to smooth over his dark blonde hair and straighten the buttons on his shirt. Is it too dressy for a movie night? He hopes she'll like it. And him. No girl at school has made him feel this way before, which is saying something, because Angela barely seems to know he exists. In her defense, though, she's nice to everyone. Maybe tonight they'll be face to face long enough for Adam to finally ask her out. He's still a little surprised she said yes to this. Taking another deep breath, the young man nervously opens the door. The heavy winds outside make him shiver. It wasn't this cold just before. The visitor nudges the entrance to open wider and, handing him a full paper bag, walks in past him. Well, it's nice to see you too, Adam says sarcastically to the girl who isn't Angela, but is headed straight for the snack table. Whatever, she tosses back, clasping open a beer. Don't you ever ask me to do grocery run for Miss Vegan again? It took forever to find that dumb drink. Pretty sure this is cruelty-free too, she adds, shaking her can at Adam. He sighs. I'm sorry. I just really want tonight to be perfect for her. Melissa sends one last glare his way, then grabs the TV remote to flip through the movie pics her friend has for the night. If you really want to impress Angie, maybe you should get better taste. Adam makes a silly face and the two break out laughing. All is forgiving. When a heavy knock comes next, they both face the front door. Without thinking, Adam checks his reflection again. He swings the door open, but it still isn't Angela. At least not at first. An overweight kid greets him with a huge smile. What's up? Who? Is there outdoor air conditioning tonight, or is it just me? Disappointed, but not wanting to be rude, Adam stretches out a hand to return the boy's first bump. Hi, Noah. This is someone else from class. What Adam doesn't understand is what he's doing here. Hey, a light voice calls from behind. I let slip about your watch party and Noah wanted to come too. With the other boy now stepping in, Adam peers down the driveway to where Angela is getting something out of the back of a new sedan. Adam spies her younger brother Brandon by the passenger door. He groans on the inside. She really had thought this was a watch party. Sorry, we can't stay that long. Daddy's having this party for his promotion. Adam takes in her long brown hair and blue sweater that matches her eyes. He grins. I'm happy for as long as you stay. Fishing out her purse, she walks this way. Cool. She pauses and glances back. You coming or what? Angela hollers at her brother irritably. Taking a long drag from the cigarette in his left hand, Brandon waves her off. Give me a sec. Didn't you promise to quit? You know they aren't good for you. Okay, Mom, her brother answers with an eye roll and puts it out. So as you can see, I will definitely not be able to have like different voices for each character because I already forgot like the voices I tried to make in the beginning. So we'll just have to deal with not having too many different voices or the voices being wrong all the time. But well, okay, that's just what you get if you have too many characters in here. But now let's continue. They troop into the house and Adam locks the door. By the time he gets to the living room, people are already saying hi to each other. Melissa doesn't seem to be leaving now that there are new faces. Adam sighs. The party is pretty much having itself. Oh my gosh, Angela squeals huddled over the table. She's holding one of the drinks from the paper bag. You have coconut soda? The host is at least glad she noticed. He scratches his head shyly. Oh, yeah, it's nothing really. It's not nothing. He got them specifically because he knows you like them. I should know. I had to. Okay. Adam interrupts Melissa midway. Maybe we should start the movie now. Brandon shrugs, grabbing a regular drink. I'm game, Noah says. Looking round to see Angela's eyes stuck on him now, Adam snags the remote from his friend and smiles back. The girl he likes pats a space on the sofa beside her. You can sit with me. He's grinning stupidly now. His finger has just hit play on the comedy horror movie he'd been sure would make their date when the lights go out. A thunderbolt strikes somewhere nearby. Everyone in the room starts to scream. The boys look embarrassed at their reactions when rain pours loudly outside the nearest window. Great, Adam mutters under his breath. The night is not going to plan. Liz, can you help turn on the emergency bulbs? Says the host, staring out the window at his blacked-out street. Melissa sighs dramatically, but gets up. You shouldn't put guests to work, you know? Adam rolls his eyes. Melissa is his best friend. They've known each other since high school when he played football and she wrote for the school's paper. She hardly counts as a guest. This is the first time in ages Adam has had so many people willingly over at his place. If being the son of the town's most recent sheriff cut down his popularity, wanting to be the next cop in the family and acting like it hardly made it better, Adam decides to make the most of things. So, what do we do now, guys? He asks in a cheery voice. Nobody hears him. Damn it, Angela mutters. The storm screwed up the signal. How do we check in now? Her brother shrugs at the part directed at him. Brandon doesn't seem to have many opinions in general. It's a wonder he's doing decent at the college. The host clears his throat and goes to sit beside Angela just as she gets up, pointing her phone at the ceiling for bars. Hey, Adam says comfortingly. I'm sure your folks can see the weather too. They can't expect you back in this. Brandon scoffs from his corner. You clearly don't know our dad. Tension swims in the room for a second. Noah starts. Since we're stuck here anyhow, can't we just have fun with it? Board games, maybe? Yes, board games is always a splendid idea. A few heads turn to him, but the quiet stays. Wow, Noah, that's a great idea, he continues in a high-pitched girl's voice. Melissa, who now lays on the couch looking put out, giggles at his impression. The laughter calms Angela down. She lets out a deep breath and sits on another of the leather chairs. He's probably right. Guess I'm overreacting anyway. Glad things are cooling off, Adam exhales. Nah, you're okay. It'll be fine. Angela nods. So, the games now? Brandon joins in unexpectedly. Sadly, we don't have any board games, Adam answers. We could download them on our phones and use multiplayer or something, suggests Angela. Okay, that sounds seriously lame. Melissa! Adam whispers fiercely in her direction. What? It does. Angela crosses her arms even though she's still smiling. Well, what's your bright idea, mistress of all things unlame? Melissa sits up. We've got the dark and the atmosphere, she says, pointing at the pouring rain outside. Why not use it for scary stories? That's your brilliant idea? Adam asked with a raised eyebrow. It's not any worse than the cheesy movie you were gonna make us all sit through. It wasn't supposed to be for all of you, Seeing Angela's questioning gaze, Adam trails off. You know what? Let's do it. Scary stories. All in favor? They all agree, except Brandon. I don't like anything freaky. Well, then cover your ears, Melissa fires back. She isn't budging. Brandon sends her a glare. Okay then, Adam concludes, finally able to take his place next to Angela. Want to get us started? Actually, I've got one, says Noah. Adam looks surprised. Okay. Go for it then. And that's the tomato soup legend, because the boat's cook lost his hand in the food. Thunder sounds just outside, but this time no one seems remotely scared. If anything, everyone who isn't Noah looks confused. So, his hand gets sliced off by the metal grinder, but he decides to, tie it up and keep cooking? Melissa asks, unconvinced. Yeah, Angela backs up. I know supper had to be ready on time, but does pain disappear when you're really committed? The others snicker at this. Melissa leans back in her seat. I think you should stick to comedy, dude. Noah is not enjoying being dug into. Sulking at the jokes around what he's sure was a good folk tale, he messes with his glasses and stands up. Whatever, where's the bathroom? Oh, come on, Angela adds, seeing him frown. He doesn't look at her. Adam sighs. First door to your left, he says, nodding at the darkened hallway. Noah shoots off in that direction just as the host calls from behind. I can get you one of our smaller flashlights if you want. Got my phone, the other boy returns grumpily. A moment after, the rest of the group hears a crash. What was that? Brandon asks slowly. Melissa shakes her head. He probably ran straight into Adam's dad's work desk. Jeesh, answers Angela in a louder voice. Hey Noah, you okay? Not hearing anything back, they continue sharing. Unfortunately for everyone else, Melissa can back her love of horror up with actually chilling stories. She gently pulled up the squirming string out the hole in her belly, unsure whether she'd see the worms of her own intestines when she looked back down, Melissa says. Everything in her wanted to scream in agony, but she was just as scared of waking the "Rawr!" yells Noah. The others jump as he suddenly appears from the shadowy hallway. "What the heck?" Brandon screeches. Noah laughs. "Should have seen that looks on your face." "Not mine," says Melissa with her arms crossed. "Where were you anyway?" Angela asks. I found these," Noah answers, holding out a big file. "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Adam stands and walks towards him. He looks upset. "That's my dad's work stuff, dummy." "Is your dad a paranormal investigator?" asks Noah. "The heck are you on about?" Adam answers, grabbing the file. "I mean, the only perp I saw in there was an evil entity." "Huh?" Melissa quizzes. "Let me see that." "Are we forgetting these are confidential?" Adam warns as she comes up to him. "Come on, just a peek," answers Melissa. "Promise to put it all back in a sec," Angela adds, also getting up. Adam sighs deeply. "Fine. 1 second. "Cool," says Melissa, swiping it and sifting through documents. Brandon, who's sitting peering into his phone, glances up. "So what's it say?" Melissa looks round. It's kind of bizarre." She hands the file back to Adam. He's curious now and checks through too. "Looks like a regular missing persons report," he says. Noah clears his throat. "Get to the end bit. The police reports on the case." Adam does. "What the..." "Well?" Angela asks keenly, looking from Melissa to the two guys. Locals have been reporting disappearances over the past few months. Couple dozen men and women. 3 kids." "That's awful," Angela answers. "Yeah," Adam continues, "except all the townspeople seem convinced whoever's taking them isn't human." Sounds like a nut house. "Melissa," Adam calls after her. "What?" she asks, digging out a handful of chips. "I mean, it's sad and all, but the crazy people aren't exactly helping the investigation." "Well, what if it's true, though?" The others stare at Brandon in surprise. "Huh?" asks Adam. "Come on, Brandon," his sister teases. "Well, why not?" Brandon answers defensively. "I feel like there'd be more proof if all that stuff were real." "Spirits are invisible, though. How would there be?" "How are those claiming to see him doing it, then?" Adam shrugs. "Okay," Noah states nervously, going back to his spot. "Aren't we getting too worked up about this?" There's a silence for a moment, then another thunderstrike. If anything, the storm seems to be raging harder by the hour. "Ugh," Angela sighs. "Guess this is about to be a sleepover party," Melissa quips, checking the time. "Good thing the holidays have just started, I guess," Noah adds to lighten the mood. "Yeah," Angela agrees. "This may be the most fun I'll have all summer." Adam asks curiously, "What do you all usually do?" Angela shrugs. "We go on a road trip or cruise almost every year." "I always wished my family had made more money so I could actually go places." Melissa sighs wistfully. "Trust me, it's not as cool when your parents are fighting the whole time." "That part," Brandon mumbles. "Dang. Well, I typically just work out and follow my dad to work all summer." "My parents are separated and just kind of pass me around either way," Noah says in a low voice. Everyone is quiet for a bit. "Hey," Angela chirps. "What if we all went on vacation together?" "What? Seriously?" "I wouldn't mind," Adam answers dreamily. "We know," Melissa teases. Adam gives her a look. "Yeah, we could plan it and spend like a week just hanging out." When no one replies, Angela falters a bit. "It could be somewhere real close." "Or not," Brandon adds. "I look for group travel packs when the signal comes up." "Maybe we should go to Connieville," Melissa jokes. The others chuckle, but Angela is nodding now. "What if we did? It's like 2-3 towns over from the description, and it'd probably be super cheap with people just being scared of going there." "Are you nuts?" Brandon holds back. "It could be fun," Adam muses. "Yeah, come on, there's no such thing as ghosts," says Melissa. Well, famous last words, I suppose. "You don't know that." "Grow up," Angela joins. She beams brightly at the others. Melissa smirks. "I mean, I'd like to, but there's no way my mom could afford..." "Nope, never mind that. I could totally cover like 2 or 3 of us if we can make this thing happen." Angela comments. "And I can cover a few meals on the trip too," Adam puts in. Angela leans over to thread an arm through this. "Noah?" she asks next. Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm sure my mom won't Mind pawning me off to someone new? Melissa snores. Cool of you guys, I guess. I mean. It's settled then, says Angela. We go on monster hunting where Brandon stays to keep my folks busy. What? No way, I'm coming too, her brother yells. They're worse than ghosts. They really are. Oh look, Signal's back, Noah announces. Better get booking. Alright, wow, that was a lot. And now we just open the port here. And some of the weather's not too good today, so I'll just quickly work on the exposure again, and then we can get started. Alright, so I guess they have all now booked that trip. And now we're at the port here, and that is now where the story will unfold. That was a very long intro, but I think it was kind of interesting. It was kind of hard to read that out because I would have had to make more different voices, but yeah, I'm working on that. Okay, so we're now at the port. Now we have a little bit more text here. I'll read that out, and then we can start exploring, right? And then I will show you how this game actually works. All right, the port. The view for miles around is grey and gloomy. The buildings and stores blend in with clouds above. Okay, so I don't love it so far. Adam laughs loudly and reaches down to help Angela out of their hired sailboat. She scrunches her nose up at the overwhelming smell of fish. Stop it. It smells like adventure. Noah teases from behind. Well, adventure could use a good hosting off. If I were an evil entity, I'd steer clear. Agreed, mutters Brandon. He seems uneasy when he gets off next. Melissa is the only one who hops out with enthusiasm. Isn't this so cool? A real old-timey town. Adam grins at her. He shakes his head. When they're on solid ground, the boat starts up. Seeing one local just a foot away, Angela waves and tries asking for directions. The elderly fisherman with stars on his wrinkled jaw looks up at them, but just continues hauling his net, muttering under his breath. Guess they're not so friendly here, Adam comments sarcastically. Angela makes a call. When they're told to wait 15 minutes by the lodge's driving service, the group decides to split up. While the others try finding something to eat, Adam and Melissa want to tour the port. Try not to anger any spirits, Noah jokes as they separate. Adam smirks. We'll try. Alright, and now we got the entire intro story, and now we can actually start playing. So, we have like our group here, right? This is our group token. Here we have the port that we can explore, and here we have our round marker. So this is the first round, so we will not move that one. And then we can now move up to 2 steps with our figure here, right? And you see we can like always walk to the connected spaces here. So these are connected, these are, and these, and here, and well, you see all the lines, right? And then wherever we stop, we can like read out whatever is down here. So we are here. I think I would like to like go down here first, like explore the outer part of the port, and then we can go to the inside. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 moves. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can't see everything, right? But let's just move once here to the number 1 and see what's happening there. So now we stop, and we stop there, and now it says something is hiding in the wood. And we just read the P001 here. Look that you check, so be sure that you don't look at the other text bits, right? Because we don't want to spoil anything. P001. So what do you want to see first? He asks, taken in stalls selling all kinds of seafood. I don't know. I'm sure a place like this has tons of history and landmarks, and I hear the beach is decent enough. Uh-huh. They start moving down the dock. Passing a pillar, Adam spots a nail sticking out. It draws attention, still being shiny against the rotting old wood around it. Absently, he pulls it out and pockets it. And now it says mark that symbol in Adam's events. So we pull out the character sheet here, right? Then we have Adam here, and the symbol we need to mark is this one. So we just mark this, right? So instead of having like an inventory where you put in nail or whatever, we just mark this. And this will probably come up later in the story again. Maybe, depending on what we do. And that was already it. That was our first turn, right? So we just move the counter here. So now it's our second turn. We move this counter, and then we move 1 to 2 spaces and read out whatever happens. And then follow the instructions. All right, let's go So number 4 is there are some barrels, and the number 2 is a fisherman. I think I will go to the barrels because that always sounds like loot. That is the number 4. So some barrels are piled up, and that is PO22. So here we are. The barrels are stacked with fresh fish in them. It doesn't look like anything important. Well, that was a waste of time. That's what happens if you want too much loot. Alright, so next turn. I want to get to the 11 for sure. So I will just go here. There's nothing here on this spot. And then I will go to the next spot again and move. But before we move, you see here P004. So we first need to read something out again. Hey! Not knowing anyone there, the pair doesn't turn around until the slurred yelling comes right by them. I said, "Hey you!" A visibly drunk man with overalls and wet hair stumbles in front of them. Can we help you, sir?" asks Melissa. "I can help you," he hollers. "I'd suggest you go back to wherever you came from." "Excuse me?" Adam says, shielding his friend. "Leave." "Just try and make us," threatens Adam. But instead of squaring up, the man seems to have forgotten them and runs after a bird pecking at his catch. They glance at each other in amused shock. Weird. Yeah, that really is weird. Okay, so and then we will just do 2 movements for this round. That's 11. Something floats on the water. P23. Something floats on the water. Adam reaches out and tries to grab it. It is an empty bottle. Damn, I think we've wasted our time with this, Adam murmurs. Looks like it. Never mind, let's keep going, replies Melissa. Man, I'm just wasting way too much time. Alright, next turn I will move over here, and now let's just move here in the middle someplace. Like 8, something in the rubbish bin. 6, sewer is open. The sewers would be interesting, right? Here, this is a workshop. Well, the workshop we can probably definitely get something. We can get to the workshop and then 1, 2 into the sewers maybe. Right? What is this here? 7. A noise under the rubble. That's probably just some rat or something. I don't want to go there. So, yeah, let's just go to the 12th. A workshop. P11. The entrance to a small garage. If Adam has event, whatever that symbol there with the cross is, read P20. So we don't have that. So now I don't know if you can actually just remember that you need to go there if you have that event, right? But let's just try to somehow remember that. So you see, today I'm a master of wasting time. All right, next turn. Then I will go there and over there to 6. Sewer is open. P6. A shaky sewer cover catches Adam's attention. Hey, do you think this is where the monsters are? He jokes. Getting no reply, he looks back. Liz? Adam sees her walking off to a corner looking weirdly focused. Guess we're exploring solo now, he mumbles. Adam nudges the sewer cover with his left sneaker. There's a slight grinding, but it finally opens. He's peering into the blackness when an orange mist suddenly wafts up. Whoa! He stumbles backward. And now, that's it? Is there anything else happening? I don't think so. Let me just check. And no, nothing on the next page. Okay, so I guess we can't go in there. All right, somehow nothing is happening. I think I will have to go up there at some point. All right, so let's continue. And now we have to read P15. She's looking for Adam further in front when Melissa hears sniffling behind her. I told you to pay attention. I did. I think I dropped him where you made me put on my sweater. A woman in a scarf has come down from the docks with a daughter. They are looking for something. My bear, the little girl wails. If Melissa has event Omega, read P25. But actually, let me check, but I don't think we have that event. Let me just get the character sheet. We have Melissa here, and the event Omega would be up there, but we haven't marked that yet. So no, nothing there. Okay. As we can still move, let's move up to 5 and 10 maybe. I think I will do that. Move up to 5. And 5 looks like an old soda machine. P5. On their path, they come to a small shop. How cute is this? Asks Melissa. The yellow and blue store is the most colorful building around. 3 little children are inside buying candy. Yeah, it's cool. Adam answers as he takes pictures. An old solar machine is mounted outside. Pfft, I bet normal stores don't even have some of this stuff anymore, Adam says as they walk toward it. Right? Adam turns to her. Want one? Sure, says Melissa. He puts a coin in and picks one, but the can gets stuck on the way down. Sheesh. And now we make a strength roll with Adam, so I can finally show you how that works. So what we do is we have Adam here, right? And we see his strength score here is 4. So what we do is we roll, and we need to roll that number or lower, right? So all we must not roll is a 5 or 6. Okay, a 3, that is fine. So we succeeded that roll, and now we just check whatever the story tells us to check. So we succeeded. It says if you succeed, read P12. So I will do that. Let me just scroll there quickly. There we go. Annoyed, Adam bangs on the machine once and the soda falls out. Got it. He hands it to Melissa and she cracks it open. Melissa gets +1 in energy. Nice, very cool. So we actually got something for a change. So that is pretty cool. So we got a modifier now. A modifier for Melissa. So you see here we have energy right here. And then we put a +1 in here. I don't know if that's the right pen then, because we might... Well, let's just put the +1 in here. +1. I don't think we will get any further bonuses there. Okay, cool. And then we just go to the next round, and I will go to 10. Something hanging from the wall. P18. A junction box hangs on the wall, half broken. It looks like its cables have seen better days. The green, red, and yellow wires are loose. Adam can try to repair the connection. Make a strength roll to repair the green wire, make a strength roll to repair the red wire, and make an energy roll to repair the yellow wire. And if all rolls succeed, then we repair it. So we need to make 2 strength rolls and 1 energy roll. So yeah, let's do that. So let's get Adam's character sheet here again. So we need to do 2 strength rolls. So number 1, that's a 4, that's okay. And number 2, that's a 1, that's also okay. And then it said to also make an energy roll. So we need a 3 or lower. Ah, no. Ha, that didn't work. Okay, and as far as I know, we cannot, don't have any dice mitigation. So yeah, that's it. So unfortunately, the last roll did not succeed. So mark Adam's that weird event there. If any of the rolls fail, Adam receives a small electric shock and gets -1 strength. Okay, I think we don't mark that event, right? Because we did not repair the junction box. Yeah, so we just get like -1 strength. Well, that's pretty bad. Anything else? No. Okay, -1 strength, I guess. Which is pretty bad because strength was actually his best attribute. But okay, that's the way it is, I suppose. Okay, and we're close to the end already. So reading the story definitely took longer than playing the game. Okay, let's go there. And then I can only move up to 2. So I will just move here for now. Nothing I can do here. Is that a fountain? I guess. Then I just swim there a little bit. Swim a few laps. And then we go here to P21. Adam's phone rings. Yeah? Okay. Have you guys left yet? Could you come pick us up then? What they say? Melissa asks when he's done talking. Okay, we leave the car at the end of the road. The driver's here. Okay. And now we are, if we just go back to the port here, then we see we are at the last spot here. It just looks like we're done because we're on the last square here, right? So that was pretty much it. I guess we could maybe look at one more event, right? Because we are done now with the story, but now we're meeting the driver at the end of the road. So let's just do our 2 movements for this round. That's number 7, a noise under the rubble, P14. Let's still do that as a little ending, right? Oh, that's quite a lot. Melissa follows a steady rustling sound. She can't imagine what's making it. She walks towards some thin logs of timber in a pile by a wall. The noise is louder now. What the... Melissa reaches out to shift one log and the sound stops. Surprised, she goes to move another, then grasps her hand back quickly and swears. Ouch! The culprit, a rat way bigger than she was used to, scurries deeper in. I told you it would be a rat. Melissa gets -1 in strength. Now backing away, Melissa pauses at a different kind of brown hidden after the logs. More careful this time, she pulls the object out. It's a small worn teddy bear with a green bow tie. She looks around for a moment, wondering who it belongs to. Finally tucking it under one arm, Melissa walks on. Mark Omega in Melissa's events. If you have already read P15 when first researching this paragraph, read P24. I think we had P15. Let me just check. Yeah, we did. So now we go to P24, which is over there. Damn, I remember now. It's a little girl's teddy bear, exclaims Melissa. The truth is, I don't see her around anymore. She's probably gone. Okay. So let's just for completion's sake, let's just, Melissa gets -1 in strength, so now she is super weak. And also mark of that Omega event. So had we gone there first, we actually could have given the teddy bear to that little girl that we met. Okay. So just change the exposure again. I don't know. The weather is really changing a lot here. Okay, and that was pretty much my playthrough of Survivor Stories: The Cottage. I know it wasn't very long, like the playthrough itself, but that's because that's just the first chapter in like a series of chapters, and there's just a little demo I got for just showcasing how the game actually works, right? This is just a little impressions video, just a little showcase, so I don't have a full-fledged review prepared here, but I will just give you like my first impressions of the game, right? So first of all, I really like story-driven games that actually have story that changes depending on what you do, and I like this. I like the setting here. I like the idea that you just walk around on a small map, a really small map, and you just read out a few things, and then you have a few easy rolls. That is very nice as well, right? The rolls are pretty simple. You just roll on these 4 abilities. You don't really have to manage the characters too much because it just tells you Angela's experiencing something, Melissa is experiencing something, or maybe Adam or whoever, or Brandon or Noah, and then you roll there, or you see what events they checked. And that is one thing I really like. I really like that the events actually react to whatever happened, right? Because we already met the girl with the teddy bear, right? And then we found the teddy bear, and then there's actually a little story bit that says, well, too late. We found it too late. So that's pretty cool. It kind of feels like the game remembers what you did. That works really well. Like the intro story was very long. It wasn't bad, but it was a little bit underwhelming, so to speak, if I played the demo after having read that story, because the story was really long, and then I was hoping for like a pretty long playthrough as well. But of course, I mean, this is just a demo, right? So there was no way to do it differently. So that's not a negative, right? The story itself so far, the demo was pretty short, so I don't quite know. This was just the first chapter. I don't know how exciting it's going to be. So I can't say anything about like how good the story is or anything, right? Because I couldn't play anymore. But I am interested in exploring the characters further, because I think it's a really cool idea to not only have these these stat changes here with -1, +1, whatever, but also it's nice to cross off these events. And that is really cool, because you see there's still a lot of boxes to tick. So yeah, there's still stuff to be explored. So that is a really cool idea. I like that quite a lot. So far, first impression, pretty good of the game. There are a few things I'm not a huge fan of. First of all, a game with dice that is based on dice, I need some dice mitigation. And there again is no dice mitigation in this game. I see that more and more, and that is a shame. What I would have like for example, I think one easy solution would have been to just say that you can spend a health point maybe to re-roll your die, or change the die up to 2 values. Let's put it like this, right? Let's say you need a 4 here and you roll a 6, right? Then you can spend 1 health point here to change that up to 2 values. So let's say down to a 4, and then you can actually make that. I think in-game lore-wise, there would be some way to say, okay, you're really trying to do something, and maybe you're hurting yourself doing that, whatever, and that's why you are hurt a little bit. I think that would be like one idea to do it. I don't know. Instead of having to introduce a whole mechanism for that. But I think that's pretty cool. Or you could just push yourself, right? And say, okay, for example, Angela is trying to do a strength roll. She needed 3. And maybe you can change that roll to any number you want to. Like change it 6 to a 3, for example, so you can make it. But then she has to put a -1 here, right? So she actually loses strength for the next time. Because it makes sense. She tries to push her strength. And because she does that, she will be able to do less in the future. Same thing with mind and energy, right? You can just push yourself, and that would be a cool mechanism as well. So I would introduce something like that somehow, because dice mitigation is important in a game where like all your successes rely on dice, especially in a story-based game where bad things can happen, right? So that's one thing I'm not too fond of. And the second thing is there is probably a reason for that, but if you actually look at the book here, these are not in the right order, I think. Right? So you have here 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. You see, then you have 17 here, and then 25, and then 19, then 20, and 18 is down there, and then 21. You know, so these are not in the right order. Maybe it was done this way because otherwise they couldn't fit on that page. I don't know. Or maybe it's because they don't want you to read like anything in succession, but that's not working here either. So I don't quite know why that was done. I would definitely put them in the right order, or if not, have like a table of contents here, right? Where you can like find the stories. Has the table of contents here before the introduction, and then it says like P16 is on page 3 and P17 is on page 5. If there is a reason to put them not in the right order, that's something that only Dave Navarro can answer to. I don't know. But so these are the 2 things that I didn't like too much. But apart from that, I think this game is pretty nice in what it does. It works pretty well. Like, it is really simple. The rules are really, really simple. I love that. And there's a large focus on the story. Of course, it is very random because you only have 10 moves. You walk around and you see things. Like, for example, I went here and I needed some kind of tool, I think. But I never found that tool. So you never know the order you need to do things in, right? Probably the perfect order would have been like this, and maybe then here and there and then there, right? And I don't know if that's not really bad. I hope that I don't have too bad repercussions just because I didn't find maybe a hammer or whatever I need, right? So I don't know about that. That's something that I'm really not sure of, but also something that I can't really weigh in because I can't like state it's positive or negative because, well, I just don't know, right? But I am, all in all, I will definitely follow that campaign. I don't know how much it will be, but I will definitely follow that campaign at least and see how much content there is in here. So this is something that you can really build like pretty much like follow infinitely pretty much, because I mean it already says here survivor stories, the Cottage, right? So this is probably the first story that has a certain number of chapters. This was the first one here. And then you could do like survivor stories, I don't know, the whatever, like have more of these stories. I think this is probably infinitely expandable depending on how actually the finished product then works and looks like. Okay, that should be all from my side. So I hope you enjoyed my little showcase of survivor stories, the Cottage, at least the first chapter and the introduction story. You can just click the link in the description, the Kickstarter link, to get to the project and check it out yourself. Also, if you enjoyed this video in general, why don't you let me know by liking and commenting? I would highly appreciate that. And if you want to keep up to date with my content, why don't you subscribe? That would be even greater because that's one of the main ways my channel can grow and become even better in the future. And also, if you want to hang out with me in my community, you can meet me on my Discord server. I'd love to welcome you over there. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and cheers.